You can see the look on my face as I start this show. You see I'm wearing all black. That lets you know I'm in mourning. Why? In case you didn't watch the previous show, because Washington lost to the Dallas Cowboys. And I'm going to let my cousin in here. And unfortunately, she had to do something that she never thought she would do in all of her lifetime. And here it goes. You watch.
See what I mean? So I kept my word. Because you know I'm itching right now. My blood is boiling. How'd I lose that game? We're going to discuss this later. But for all of those, I kept my word. So I don't want to hear it. I kept the word. But John tell me what it could say and what it could say. And we're going to be the Commodores. Y'all the Cowgirls.
Exactly.
They're going to starve. And it does. So I did it. Man, I can't believe
it. Look, I don't like you in that star. That makes my skin
God is itching at me.
It's itching. I don't like that.
Oh, sap suckers. How they lose that game to Sabrina? Perfect segue into a bet. Here we go. If y'all win, I will rock a Dallas shirt next Sunday. And if next show. And if we win, you got to come back and put on the Redskin shirt. I'm going to hear it. I'm going to wear it the whole show, too. Because I'm going to do it right. I could have just wore this too. Nope. Because when I went the same. But let me tell you something about Dale and Eric and Malik. Those are three phenomenal men. They all are in the teaching profession. They all love their jobs. They all have beautiful families. And that banter back and forth was love. Because that's how we do in the DMV. We've been at each other for so long that you got to laugh at that stuff.
Yeah, now, some people didn't understand what was going on. Some people kind of came to Gwen and was like, you was going too hard. That was too much. But it was all love because let's show them a picture of why it was all love. Look at Gwen and Dale down in Texas over there.
Man, we was at the go-go party. David's vibe was jamming. I'm telling you, y'all Cowboys fans, because this is one of the things I always get on y'all about. How can you be a fan and never visit your home stadium? In your lifetime, please save up. It happens once a year. Take the opportunity to go visit that stadium and be around real Cowboys fans. I'm telling you, I will never forget that. This trip was life-changing for me on so many levels, and we'll discuss that later.
And we called you, Eric, so you can come on here and say your piece, but we didn't get an answer or response by the text. So this is what it is. She kept the word. Here we go.
Let's do this, Kilo Low.
Okay.
Let's get to some real football, Beanie. Where you want to start? I think we should discuss the awful situation with Tua.
Oh my gosh. If you all don't know who Tua is, he's the quarterback of the Miami Dolphins. And in the game that he last played on Thursday, Thursday before, he was hit and suffered an injury so bad that he literally seized up on the field, laying there in his hands. And I'll show you the picture here, just completely seized up. And it was so scary because he had already suffered an injury in the previous game where people thought he had a concussion and they cleared him to play. And so he played in this game and then he got hit again. And that's what you saw with those hands. So what's going on here? What should they do?
Somebody should get fined and fired. Whoever that medical doctor is, I think, because you never know where this is going to go with him. And that clearly he was concussed. We talked about this last year or 2 years ago. These quarterbacks be concussed and they so desperate to win a game that they let them play. It was a game where Mahomes was concussed and then he came back and played the part. I get it. They spent all their life to get to this level, a lot of money, a lot of dedications, and they're fighters. But who clearly, your life is not worth anything walking this earth. You know what I'm saying? That's the only one you have. You can't do a redo. He may have some long-term, there may be some long-term effects behind it. We praying that there isn't. Yeah. But Sabrina, for him to go like that with his hands, he had a brain seizure.
Yeah, so a neuropathologist has got out in public and said, basically, based on my observation and my knowledge, because apparently he has assessed deceased football players for CTE. And so he's saying, based on all his training, he says Tua should not just sit out a couple games, he should retire. That's what he is saying, but I guess Tua's he's in the third year or second year of his rookie contract. The Dolphins were 3-0 before this, before he got hurt, and then they lost that game. But he probably feels like I'm almost out of my rookie contract. We're 3-0. We're doing so good. I got to keep playing. I got to fight through this. But somebody next to him has to get to him and say, it's just more life after this. You're risking the whole rest of your life. He's only like 24, 25. So this is crazy for him to risk the whole rest of his life. But someone was fired. I think whatever the doctor was that cleared him to play this week or something got fired. Someone was fired because of this.
The world knew he was concussed Sunday. They planned like they did. No, it was his back. Nobody, when you hurt somewhere, you don't grab your back if it's your head. And you don't grab your head if it's your back. He literally grabbed his head, got up, tried to take like 5, 6 steps and failed.
Yeah.
So everybody could see, you know, that I understood what occurred. I ain't even in the medical profession. I know he was concussed. Somebody got to be in his corner to tell him no. Like I'm not he got to have a support system, because trust me, if one of my sons had went out like that and then instead of playing, I asked his mother, I would have interjected. You ain't going nowhere. It clearly was concussed. So he had his whole support group let him down. I'm sorry.
And the doctor,
I mean, ultimately it's his decision, but come on, somebody got to tell him it's life after football.
Yeah, and that's what the neuropathologist was saying. Like he said, based on what he was seeing, it was a severe injury, not just like, oh, it was a concussion. It was a severe something for his hands to do that.
And then another thing, by me just recently currently taking a flight and understand how it works, why did they even let him fly back home? They should have drove him, because when you go up in that airplane, you're not chewing gum, your ears pop. That's pressure up in this area. So why would they not drive him home? Why would you let him get on the team? They just failed him on every level.
Yeah, they said that they sent him to the doctor, they examined him, and they cleared him to fly home with the team.
No.
That's what happened.
I just recently took a flight. If you're not, some people have it worse than others. You're not, that's pressure. I could feel the pressure. So no, I don't get it. So I just pray that he's okay. I think he should sit out the rest of the season. It's not worth his life. I know he wants to play. I know that they were on a roll, but come on,
Yeah, and they said he's not playing this Sunday against the Jets, so he's going to be out one game. But beyond that, I don't know.
We did a research. Remember last couple years ago, average football career is no more than 5 years, 3.3 years. So what are you going to do with the rest of his life if he messed up like this? It's not worth it.
Yeah, and just sidebar, like it reminds me of, I have told people and even mentioned on the show that I said my son can never do football or boxing, and people say, oh, he's gonna be all right, you can't baby him like that. No, I'm thinking of the rest of his life, their money or whatever, or them chances of being famous or whatever it is that why they do it is not worth the rest of his life.
So, all right, my love affair has ended. I'm getting a divorce, because there's no way I can support AB beyond this point. So for those who don't know, Antonio Brown has always had this, what's the word I want to say? I'm watching my word. It's AB. He's always been a little bit off or different. I'm watching my words here. So the latest is in May. Him and his boys took a trip to Dubai. He pulled his pants down, was exposing himself around his friends. Now he comes out with some video that he superimposes himself in a video with Giselle Brady, which is Tom Brady's wife, basically trying to allege that they had a thing. And my thing is this: that man was nice enough, and we hear the whole show on how he messed up. And I used to always have a joke about him having more chromosomes. One chromosome is the extra chromosome he has is the act up chromosome, but he done took it too far. And again, I'm going back to support circles. How do you sit there and let your boy do that and act like that and say that, and there's nobody to reel him in? We all know he's not going to play football no more, because nobody wants to be bothered with him after the last walking up the field, throwing his shirt and But now you should be trying to have a life outside of football and do better and act better. I feel like he's just doing too much and it's just amping up. Now you're done. You need to be finding out a way to make some money out, because your football career is over. You know, you got your boys in Dubai. they letting him do that butt naked and all. Come on, Sabrina. Is nobody in these players not? They lift them because they making this money. Nobody steps up and say, this is not good. You shouldn't do this. It's just you let them act up like this and nobody's around him in.
I think that's the key so far for today. Support circle is our key phrase of the day. You know how on Sesame Street, they say the letter for today was T and the number was 3. Our word for today or our phrase for today is support circle. We need to have that because clearly, if you don't have the right people around you, they will let you get hurt. They'll let you act a fool and you'll be out there risking the rest of your life because of it. And for those, like Gwen was saying, for those who don't know, Tom Brady took in Antonio Brown into his home. And
that family wouldn't have that Super Bowl ring right now if it weren't for Tom. Because Tom went to the owner and the head coach and was like, I need somebody to throw to. I need another target. Put AB on the team. So the part of the reason to keep him in line, that's why he acted up that year. Tom said, come stay with me while we get this ring.
Yeah, and then gonna go out there and talk about that man's wife like that, and especially when the rumors are that Tom and his wife are having trouble. Why would you do that now? That timing is a little shaky, a little shifty. I don't like that.
I can't laugh any longer. This is not laughable. This is totally egregious. This is awful. Don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like some stuff was funny, like the airplane ride. I mean, the hot air balloon ride. That was funny. This is not funny, you know, because now you putting it out there that y'all, you know, and you never know what he's thinking. Like, how many times did I left? Because I know it was me. It was like, wait a minute, how many times I left that fam in the house? You know.
And did they really? You know what I'm saying? It makes you probably think for a half second, even though he probably knows.
Yeah, I know he wouldn't, but come on now, he ran through his mind. We human. Come on now.
And you say you don't think he's going to end up with no team now?
Who gonna touch him? Because there's no other quarterback except for Aaron Rodgers maybe have that amount of power or pull with the owner or the head coach.
Right, and to be able to deal with him too.
Exactly. He a basket case. I can say it now. I'm done. It is not funny when he did that. So no.
I don't want to put the nail in the coffin too fast, but I think if he ain't done, he's one more step. Like it's not, he don't have no much.
Sabrina.
Okay.
No, you're free to say it, but think slowly. Who?
What you're saying is true. I'm just saying he's still even at the end of his career, he still can give somebody something.
Okay. The CFL.
Right. If his career is not over,
no, not the NFL.
Yeah, his career is probably over, but there's still a teeny bit left in the tank. So somebody.
All right. He can't even be an analyst at this point because you never know what's coming out his mouth.
No. See, that's the thing. Let this be a lesson to anybody that's watching. The things that you do affect your future opportunities. If you know that,
don't stop preaching.
Yeah, if you know that whatever you're doing is coming to an end, think long term. Don't start acting a fool and making decisions that will affect your future. If you want to be able to leave what you're doing and not burn a bridge so that you can open up doors to do greater and better things. When he moves on from the NFL, he could have been an analyst. He has a great personality. He's very magnetic. Could have been an analyst, but all the things that he's doing is shutting them doors. Please make good decisions. And what's our phrase of the day? Support circle.
Support circle. Yeah, right. So we're gonna talk about support circle at the end of this. So stay tuned. So I had one of the best weeks of my life, even though my team lost. So everybody know I went to Dallas. My first time ever going to AT&T Stadium. That place, OMG, it was phenomenal.
Wait, hold it. I'm gonna stop you right here. Do not give them too much accolades. It's gonna pump their head out. Watch yourself.
So I talked a lot of trash, and I did because I was confident in my team to do it because I'm not a believer in Cooper Rush. Well, I guess he's shutting all of us up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But they totally let me down. I don't know what Rivera, I don't know what Snyder is going to do, but they need to have a kumbaya about this quarterback position. I've been had an issue with Carson Wentz from years ago. I've been constantly talking about this dude. Now they get him. They pay him $30 million. I get it. So you got to support your team. You got to get behind your team. I can't get behind no foolishness too long. I'm an intelligent woman. I cannot sit here and keep taking this. You got to start making decisions that's going to propel your team forward. Like I keep saying, they don't make decisions to win. I don't know who's in this dude's ear. Snyder needs a support circle. He needs somebody, and I've been offering to do this for free, to stand in his ear, and I could tell him, boo-boo, don't get him. From the draft, get the pieces that you need. They do nothing to win. It's crazy. It's like he's working backwards. I really think he doesn't want to win, Sabrina. You can't want to be a winner, or you can't want to have a successful season if you keep making the decisions that he's making. So I was thoroughly disgusted. The trip was worth its weight in gold. I'll talk about that later at the end of the show. Deo showed up, him and his crew. I had a ball, but I had to sit through that game, and it was terrible. It was terrible. But I did find out something, Sabrina. So let me talk straight to the camera. I got a theory, and I need to go back one more time. But you know something? The Cowboy fans in Texas that born and raised in Texas and live in Texas is a whole lot different from the ones scattered around the world. The ones that's in Texas, because we were there 4 days, and I met a lot of people. I didn't sleep but one day. They not as delusional as these other ones. I told the artificial cowgirl fans around the world have that delusion syndrome. But the ones that's born and raised and live in Texas, they kind of decent. And I'm going to show you something. It's kind of decent, Sabrina.
So it's all, as I call them, the add-ons, the hanger-ons.
The add-ons are terrible. Yeah. And that's why I think they're too far removed from the source. So they got fake positive energy, you know what I'm saying? The add-ons are terrible. But getting back to football, we had so many opportunities to win that game, those bad calls. Everybody want to blame that. You can blame the refs sometimes, but if you don't play, or even the refs will make bad calls on either side every game. They don't always get it right. But you need to play well enough to get your team the W.
So I was saying when we started the season, we were talking about what we thought the season was going to be. And I said that you said that the defense was going to struggle. I said the offense was going to struggle. The offense, once again, the defense gave us, I think, every opportunity to try to get back into this game. And the offense could not score points. Wentz continued to overthrow people too far, too wide. I'm like, what is he doing? So you've been getting on Wentz this whole time. I think, yeah, he is a problem. And I was talking about the line, but I'm starting to see your points about Wentz. I didn't see it. I wasn't as strong as you were. I'm starting to see it. The offense cannot get going. And if we can't
the defense go, you're going to score on them. It's hard. That's why when you get a monkey stop or gorilla stop, we say, oh, because it's hard to keep an NFL team to a goose egg or 3 points. So you got to account for some type of scoring on the offensive side. But this is atrocious. Like, you can't even, come on now. It was so many opportunities that he could have went down the field and sitting there live like it's not Memorex. It's not sitting there live. You clearly could see. I was so close one time. I could reach out, could have reached out and caught the ball. And I'm like, what is going on? It's just bad all around.
Yeah, and we're 1-3 right now. The Cowboys,
and the Eagles is 4-0.
And the only undefeated team in the entire league. I know them Eagles fans is excited. I am like, I didn't see this coming. I definitely didn't.
I didn't have them winning and you can't call it the NFC East no more. It's back to our regular name. I have to give it to the Cowboys and the Eagles. They both might make it. If Coop can keep up what he's doing and if Dak come back, okay, we might get 2 in the playoffs this year.
Yeah, they were saying, I'm sorry to cut you off. They were saying that if the playoffs started today, which of course is way too early to say that, but if it did, 3 out of the 4 NFC East teams would be in. All 3 of them except us would be in because their records are among the top. So we just look like
we're the bottom of the barrel. Who want to be here? I'm so tired of these fools. Girl, you got the button, Sabrina. This some bull. Doing the same thing.
Yeah, and I feel
you
like
don't improve, and you don't work to improve. You don't do nothing. It's nobody around to say this is not a good move. I just want to be like, you could have. Well, all the people that were available, I would have traded. I would have did something. It would not have been him. And then you pay him $30 million.
Snyder has
That's
never
the
learned
issue,
his
Sabrina.
lesson.
That's why they haven't put six pack in yet, because of all that money. You done blew a sucker. You blew it last year with Fitztragic.
Yeah, Snyder has a habit. We've known even back to when they had Deion Sanders here and Donovan McNabb, overpaying people. He has not learned his lesson. He's clearly not going to. He's the type of person, he's going to do it his way till the wheels fall off. It doesn't matter. He's going to keep doing what he wants to do, which is why I feel like we're never going to be a high caliber team until he's gone.
And why I'm not going to that same. So when Earth last week was like, how can y'all stay in? Because this is how a lot of us feel. I'm not going to keep now. I do know I met a couple of people on my trip that have season ticket holders and all that, and I applaud that. I'm not going in there to get peed on and paying $80, $50 to park and autos and $25 for nuggets and fries to get that. But I just wanted to say, and then the only people that's really commenting in the comments on the last episode of Cowboys, Commanders, show up for us. Like all those 90% of those comments are Cowboys fans.
Yeah,
because as we know, they holler at you. Before I can get home, they had already started. The same, we wanted to have one female on the show. She was like, nah, because she wasn't sure y'all was going to win. But the minute y'all won, she all dancing with her balloons and her hat on. I was like, no, homie, you can't see me no picture of you and your gear until you step up and be a real fan. And that's what we were talking about, Sabrina, how when they win, they out celebrating, doing all this stuff. But let them have lose, she wouldn't have answered their phone.
Nope. And that's why I applaud Gwen, because she followed through on her bet. As you can see, she does have them on the shirt, like we said. If it was one of them, they would never have done that. Ever. Because
y'all ain't say I couldn't write what I want on it, but I did wear the star. Remember how Deo star all day, whatever.
Oh, he was out of control.
They're my brothers right there. I had me a ball. I'm making this my annual trip, and I ain't even, just please live life. It's just an opportunity. That whole feeling, the people, because that was all about JFK and the Cowboys. That's it. Those are two things you do. And I hate to say it. One month else to do but drink, eat, JFK and the Cowboys. And it's everywhere. They had huge billboards, and I must apologize. That trip was for me and God. So 90% of the time that I was out, my phone, you know how the new phone come out? So the older model stopped working. I couldn't hold the charge. I couldn't take pictures. It was terrible. So I took the rest of the opportunity to just commune with God and but I'm telling you, if y'all real Cowboys fan, y'all have to go at least one time. I will never forget it.
So Gwen met a whole lot of nice people. At the end of the show, stay tuned, because we're going to show you some wonderful pictures and everything from Gwen's trip. It was just so much that she wants.
That was phenomenal. That's the best trip I ever took.
So I was talking to her a little bit while she was away, and I was like making sure she was okay. I'm like, you would think she my child or something. I was like, are you okay?
Alone, and I was like, this is the first time I ever did that. I went alone. I went in a group, but I happened to be in the wrong group because there were to me it seemed like it was a couples group and a couple of singles group, and I was in the couples group. God did that on purpose, because your girl can meet. But I was like, it was the best trip I ever, and I'm so glad everything was. I was right where I was supposed to be each and every time. Show y'all
that. Now we are going to get to our week 5 picks. Now,
how we do last week?
She's so pressed. She knew how she did last week. She getting on my nerves. Okay, last week I started off very strong. My first 2 picks, I was like, yes, on the money. Then after that, it was like, ooh. So Gwen was 5-3 last week. She did very well. I flipped it. I was 3-5 because I was making some crazy predictions. So overall, for my pick so far this year, because we don't pick every game, but so far Gwen is 10-9 and I am 7-12. So if you want to bet on somebody, it doesn't look like I'm the one.
Don't bet on me. And then how about you? Some fool had a nerve to call me and told me he lost $5. We're doing this for fun, chump.
Yes.
doing that and playing the white. Why you on there picking his back? Well, you got it right. His been listening to us. This is fun.
That's
so don't call me or send me nothing like that. We're doing this for fun.
Don't bet the farm on us because you might lose the cows too.
Call me all the night. If you don't get that lip off my phone, girl, trying to live a righteous life in my mouth, pouty mouth. They getting on my nerves, Sabrina. Might as well start out with the worst team in the NFL. Who we playing?
So we're playing the Titans at home, which makes no never mind to me.
It sure doesn't. Then we're gonna run up and down that field. I said it last week. I'm sticking to it. Titans. I don't care, Sabrina. I'll take this L. I'm not doing it.
Let me think. Let me remove my emotions.
When you look at the numbers, here we gonna run. We don't stop. See, they let them run all up and down the field the first half, and they stop them in the second half. But by the time the first half is over, they're gonna have 40 points.
I'm picking Washington.
Well, you do that. I'm not. I'm done. I'm done being the doormat.
I'm trying to stick with you, Washington. It's very
girl. Bye. Next.
The Giants and the Packers in Green Bay. I'm picking Green Bay.
Me too.
Okay, that was an easy one.
All right. We haven't did the Chargers, so let's do the Chargers and the Browns.
Okay, it's gonna be in Ohio, in Cleveland. Do
that make a difference now?
Well, I know who I'm picking. Who you picking?
Go.
I'm picking the Chargers. Wait. Chargers. Yeah, I'm picking the Chargers. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay, Gwen, let's try this one. The Texans at the Jaguars in Jacksonville.
I think the Jaguars gonna get them.
I think so too. I think the Jaguars are gonna win too. And they've won every game since they lost to us, so I think they'll win.
But who they've been playing since they lost to us? Any formidable team. And Trevor might be, Malik said last week, Trevor's starting to look better in them corners. That remember the last week we couldn't figure out them corners that was popping everybody. It was the Jaguars. So I'm like, did your boy make the best move when he went there? Because now Trevor can play. They might block it for him. Yeah. Now they didn't win, get killed out there. Even I was like, why would he go to the worst team? He left the worst team. So Sabrina, let's do a divisional game in the South. Let's do the Falcons and the Bucks. What do you think?
The Bucks.
Yeah, I really don't. Even with all that mind stuff going on, he still got the capacity to win. Yeah, I think Tom winding down. So I'm gonna give his edge to the Bucks regardless.
All right, so the Steelers, who have not had it the easiest so far, versus the Bills.
Where?
In Buffalo. Yeah.
Bills.
Yeah, it's not even, and I feel bad. The Steelers aren't looking right so far this year.
My reason for picking the Bills in this game is that defense. And Josh is Josh. But that's why I picked the Bills over the Steelers. I really, they need to have a quarterback. The defense alone, that's an easy call because I'm doing on the fact that the Steelers are probably not going to be able to put up no points.
Yeah, the Bills are too much of a complete team for the Steelers at this point. The Steelers aren't what they used to be. And so I just can't see them beating Buffalo in Buffalo. That's my opinion. And they might go up there and do something like, how did that happen? But as far as I can see,
Sunday. But at this point, do you see Tomlin having his first losing season? Honestly,
it's going to be close, but I think he'll just be that one game over 500.
Oh, because it's now be 9-8.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. I got him going 8-9.
Ah, okay. So y'all remember this when it's the season. So how about an NFC North divisional game? Let's call one of those. We got the Bears at the Vikings.
Where?
Minnesota. That could go either way to me.
Man, this gonna be the hardest pick so far. The Bears and the Vikings.
I'm picking.
But I trust Kurt, though. I think he can do it. I trust him enough to get an L at home. I mean, get a W at home. So I'm gonna go with the Vikings.
Same. I'm going with the Vikings as well. Yeah.
Okay. Eagles, the last undefeated team, the Eagles and the Cardinals.
In Arizona.
Kyler might give him a run for their money. The Eagles, to me, I don't think that Cardinal defense going to be able to slow down Brown, and I don't think they're going to be able to contain her.
A part of me wants to pick the Cardinals, but it's like I can't justify it.
Exactly. Like I'm looking at my mind's going over the stats. I'm looking at who's on both sides. I take the Eagles.
Yeah, I'm taking the Eagles too. Man, we agree on all these. Okay, next we have at a 4:30 game, the Cowboys and the Rams. The Rams lost to the 49ers, which we were surprised about because we all picked the Rams last week. It's going to be in LA. I'm picking the Rams. I said I'm picking the Rams.
You ain't got to say it because I heard you the first time. This shirt might be because I'm not. Sabrina, they don't look right. They don't look like they just won a Super Bowl, number one. Stafford numbers is way down, number two. That Detroit Lion mojo coming back from him, number three. They, girl.
I'm picking the Rams.
Oh my God. They missing Vaughn. He made a difference that one season. They don't look. God help me. This shirt is contagious, Sabrina. The stupidity, the delusion is seeping into my blood.
Don't make them start thinking you slipping to the other side. Don't make me jump through this computer.
Look, I got too many Cowboy friends now. Sabrina. I'm looking at the numbers. I'm looking. This I know it now. It's the star. It's the star, Sabrina. It's the star.
You better take it off of there.
Do it. Ooh, I gotta stop it. Rams.
You better pick the Rams. I don't care if they get no points. You act like you got some sense.
It's the star, Sabrina. It's seeping through my blood.
I got my eye on you, my good eyes on you. Don't do that.
Ooh, I gotta get my anointing oil before I put this shirt on. Blessing or whatever you want to call it. Woo, I'm deciding now it's the star, the curse of the star. Don't they always say, I saw the star, I saw the star.
Right, right. Girl, don't start acting crazy.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm back.
All right, we're going to keep this. There's only 2 more games left. We're going to keep this thing going. And she done came back to her senses. The Bengals at the Ravens in Baltimore.
Lamar should be 3-1.
Yeah.
He should almost be 4-0. He lost to the Dolphins.
But what's done is done. Who we picking?
They in Baltimore?
Yes.
I'm going to take this L, but I'm going with the Ravens.
I am going with the Ravens as well. I'm going with the Ravens.
But I think they're going to lose.
No, I don't think so.
Bring up that play calling. He got nobody through to. How many games, the past 2 years, how many games has that play calling cost them? That cost them the playoffs last year.
Oh, it did.
When they went for 2 instead of kicking, that cost them the playoffs last year, and they back to their old antics. So that play calling is off. He should get an assistant for the assistant. I would do it for free.
I think we're going to be right, though. I think the Ravens are going to win.
I ain't 100% confident. Like I said, I'm willing to take this L. Okay. I think the Bengals going to give him some. Them divisional games are hard to call, but that's the best. That's the most contested division in NFL, if you ask me. That West, NFC West, and the AFC North.
Yep.
Those are the hardest two because any one of them teams can come out.
Yeah.
And win. All right. So last game of the week is the Raiders and the Chiefs. Who you going with?
This for me, this is a no-brainer. I'm gonna pick the Chiefs.
Where they playing?
In Kansas City.
Yeah, but be careful with them Chiefs, Brenda. My homeboy always slip with that one. You don't think you're going.
Yeah.
Because that Chiefs defense been sputtering past 2 years. That's how they lost that championship game.
Yeah. I think they'll win this one though, for sure.
Yeah, because they're at home.
Yeah.
So when we started recording this episode, Sabrina came up with a great thing. She said support circle was going to be the thing. And I just want to thank my support circle, which is my girls and you. These past couple of years have been really rough for me. I've been going through a lot. But, God put it in my heart that I can go to Dallas. I thought I was going to Dallas to do football stuff. I went to Dallas to get healed. Be careful what you tell when you tell God your plan, because it's gonna make God laugh. So I thought I was going to do a football show. I thought I was gonna go meet other football like-minded people. But I tell you, this entire trip was about healing. My girl Cheryl was like, "You should just go by yourself." Nobody wanted to go with me, which that was in God's plan too. Because had I had somebody, I wouldn't have had the peace I had. I'm gonna make this short. So on the trip, I thought about it. There were a lot of singles on the trip.
Mm-hmm.
So if each one of those, because people often say when you're single, when you're married, your cares about your spouse. But when you're single, you can be a little. And I once heard in a sermon, someone called the singles of the church the backbone of the church. Where I started thinking, if each one of those single people on the trip was to dedicate 1 hour in their life to some type of outreach ministry, how much better off would the kingdom and the world be? And hopefully when my book come out, you can get my full story and understand why this is so important to me. So I say all this to say, just care about someone. God is so phenomenal. I got delivered from my fear of heights during this trip. I got delivered from my fear of being alone on trips during this trip. So again, I want to share some photos with you. These are the people that I met that touched me. I never felt alone, even though I went alone. When I got to Dallas, I never was alone.
Yeah.
I always had somebody that I can talk to. I always had somebody that I can go to. And I just had the best time. I'm definitely making this an annual trip. And don't take it lightly. Life is too short and you need to live it to its fullest. While you're sitting around waiting for whatever you're praying for God to deliver or bring to you, get busy with the kingdom. Get busy helping somebody. Because it fulfills your life. You will still have those urges and longings, of course. But at least you can say, while I was waiting, I did blah, blah, blah. Because God is going to answer your prayers. So I say all of this to say, I thank God for the time that I had to do this. I'm definitely going to continue doing this. And I just pray to God that you take some of what I experienced into your own life. You can start moving the kingdom forward. So stay blessed, stay safe, love someone. And
subscribe, please.
Bye. God bless you all. We'll see if you can hide it on us. Here you go. Oh my God. Oh! Oh my God. Open the door. Oh, God. Oh.